What's up, everybody? I'm Jesse. This is my garage, and this morning, we're not actually going to be in the garage. We got to get some parts. So we've got our non-turbo VG30 engine for our beautiful 300ZX, and we are doing a NA to twin turbo swap, and we need parts. And luckily, I sourced some parts, so we're actually going to be taking a road trip to go pick these parts up. That way we can get back to it, get this complete, talk about that more. But as you can see, we're in Florida now. This is a different garage. That's why it's been taking me a little bit to upload. But also, it's the land of race cars. And then we got parts that are available to us way closer than when we were in Idaho. So I still got a long ways to go in the garage. But let's get going because we got a little bit of driving to do today. All right, well, like I said, good morning, boys and girls. And today we're on a road trip, and you see, it's still dark outside, so we're getting at it early. And this is beautiful Florida. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. This is December 28th, so this is why we moved down. All right, so the sun came up. Probably can see me a little bit better than this morning. We're driving over to Tampa to pick up a VG30 twin turbo 300ZX motor. We're going to use it for parts on our NA to twin turbo conversion on a 300ZX. So this is just a huge bonus about moving to Florida, is stuff is more available than up in Idaho. But I think we're about halfway there. We'll take a look at it. It looks pretty complete. It's missing like the injectors, and I think the engine sat outside is kind of what I was getting from the seller. We'll see more when we get there, but the main thing is like all the like oil pan, turbo lines, coolant lines, all that stuff, turbo manifolds. We'll be able to use all that. The engine that we have at the house is actually out of a J30, so it has a different intake manifold on it, so we'll be able to use this intake manifold and just get everything mocked up without having to tear the 300ZX apart, and get it all mocked up and ready to go. So when we do swap it in, hopefully we'll be able to swap it pretty quick. But we'll take a look at it once I get there and see what's Tampa about. I'm doing a little road trip through Florida. This is my first time going over here. We're gonna go across the state over to Tampa and see what's going on and pick up an engine. All right, well, here is what we have. I mean, it's a core motor for sure. Got our turbo set up, so we'll use the intake manifolds, oil pan, all these little lines, whatever we can, and then we'll have an intake manifold. And these covers are different than on the J30. Of course, this one's broken, which sucks, but we'll use whatever parts we can off of this motor. Yeah, and go for there. Of course, our twin turbo intake manifold. Cool. So that's what we got. We'll get back to the house and take this thing apart. But now we got a road trip, and I might stop at a couple places in Tampa we want to check out. So let's go. Got to our destination, kind of. We are now in Clearwater, Florida. I know I'm a 90s fan, so we're gonna go check out Hogan's Beach Shop. That's what I was looking for. And it is tricky to get over here. There's a ton of people coming to Clearwater, Florida. Check it out. You know what I really want? This shirt right here. Can I set this here?
Yeah.
Is that cool? Hulkamania, the 90s. Doesn't get any better. Look at that. See if we can't grab something for Shell. I don't know, maybe Weston being good, maybe he can get something. All right, we've done our sightseeing here. Got a little goodies, a little something for everybody. And now I'm going to get back on the road because it's probably taking me like 3.5 hours to get back home. All day trip, but we gotta see some good stuff. We got a nice parts engine that's gonna help us on our product, and did some business stuff while I'm on the way too. So I think we're gonna make a little bit of money on this. And we got some Hulk Hogan merchandise. Gotta see Clearwater, Florida. So, all right, let's get going. Do a quick detour, went over, I had to check out Hogan's beach shop. I popped up on my Facebook when I was still back in Idaho, so I thought it would be cool. And then this motor was over in Tampa, so we're just over in Clearwater, which is really close, so we just had to add it to the list. And I'm gonna head home, man. It is like 2 o'clock. I'm gonna be home at like 5:30. I was trying to be home way earlier, but just got to running around Tampa and checking some stuff out. But it is beautiful over here. I don't know how well you can see, but we're gonna get back to it. I guess this is the boring part where I drive back, and I'll see you guys back in the garage. All right, well, this is it. We're back home. We made it. This is what we're looking at. I mean, it looks rough, but we're gonna use it for parts, and it should be okay. We've got our oil pan, which I think a new oil pan's like 300 bucks. We've got our turbo manifolds that we are gonna use with the heat shields because that's super rare to find. These turbos have all the piping, which is huge and awesome. All the lines. Then we can use, we might just get new covers or whatever we need from here, because it's different on the front of this engine than on this J30 engine. And of course you can see the intake balance tubes all different, and some of the front is just different, so we'll actually be able to use that intake manifold too, and then have extra stuff. See what's really up with this motor. The guy I bought it from somebody else who obviously let it sit outside or something, and he doesn't even know what the condition of it is. He just was like, I don't want to deal with it. I'm going to sell it, get my money back. I think he was managed to recoup most of his money. And for what we paid for it, we're going to be like super good. That's how I talked the wife into it. I was like, hey, if we order these parts, if we buy this motor, we're going to be good. But I'll go over all the parts. And then if you're doing a twin turbo swap on your car, we'll break down all the parts and how much they cost and what you would need. But if you can find some used parts, or core twin turbo motor, but they're so hard to find. I was lucky enough to find one. So I'm gonna get this unloaded. We'll put it somewhere, I don't know yet. And mosquitoes, because we're in Florida now. It's still freaking warm. It was like 80 something degrees over in Tampa. All right, I'm gonna get this going, get this out of the truck, and we can take a closer look at it. All right, well, it is out of the truck, and you can't see in there, but it doesn't look great. And just for fun, let's try. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. That is it's probably Probably some damage in there. This thing got left out in the rain and got neglected for sure. Pulling them off. It's unfortunate because supposedly this thing was running when they pulled it, so it just sucks to people just to tear stuff up and destroy parts. Well, we're going to salvage it with plenty of parts on there that we can use for our new one. We'll tear this thing down and look at it, just kind of see what damage it looks like inside anyways while we're building this guy over here. And then for him, so we've got our engine stand. We'll put it on there. I actually need some new bolts because we moved and stuff happened when we moved. So we need some new bolts. Go grab those tomorrow. I think this is gonna do it. We scored a PG-30. Oh, what? We got copyright music going on here. All right, well, that's going to do it. This is like the first episode in Florida, first vlog in Florida. We're back. Now, I'm actually excited to work on this. I didn't really do anything on this or even talk about it because we needed to source a lot of parts. And I was going to start ordering parts. So glad I didn't, because boom, that's going to be a lot of just the parts that we had to look around for. And we get a cool twin turbo intake manifold, because I was just going to rock the NA1, but now we get it. Look at there's damn sand in this thing. That could also be right in front in the back of my truck, because that thing that I use, the truck carries all of our beach stuff, is Florida now. All right, that's it. We'll get some bolts tomorrow. Start this journey up again. Get that on stand and take a closer look at it. But I'm done for today. We drove across Florida and back, and time to chill with the family. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, and because we're gonna do this again tomorrow.